Good morning, Purr. Good morning. Good morning and welcome back to another vlog. So we're gonna kick things off in this vlog with a little Sunday reset. I don't know if you can tell, but this eye feels really irritated and a little swollen. And yesterday morning, this eye was irritated and a little swollen. And this is because I'm actually allergic to my cat, Pirelli, but I love her so much, so I will suffer through. And she's been extra clingy lately because I was gone for the whole week of Thanksgiving. And she's been like literally trying to cuddle with me, like putting her arms around my neck, trying to sleep like forehead to forehead. So I'm going to strip my bed, wash all those sheets. I gotta do a lot of cleaning around here. Just really want to like do some deep cleaning and just get after some things. Gotta do some grocery shopping. All the things that I need to do to just like set myself up to have a nice productive week as I get back into doing some work, writing my dissertation, starting tomorrow. Okay, now it is time to dust my bedroom ceiling fan. This is so vulnerable that I'm even exposing this. It's actually disgusting. You might be able to see it better with the light off. Yeah, literally disgusting. Okay, that took 2 minutes and it already looks so much better. And I can feel that I can breathe more easily. Just quickly wash some dishes and then scrubbed out the sink just with this power wash and then this scrubber. And now I'm gonna clean the garbage disposal. I like to do this, I don't know, every couple months. I should probably do it every couple weeks in reality. What you do is you just pour half a cup of baking soda, let it sit for like a couple minutes, and then pour a cup of white vinegar and let that sort of like bubble for a bit. And then I like to flush it with ice and cold water, and that just like cleans everything out. This is especially useful if you have like a funky smell. And I feel like when the garbage disposal hasn't run for a bit because we were gone for a week, it can get that way. So let's clean it. Okay, change it to a t-shirt because long sleeves were getting toasty. But I'm going to take a break from cleaning, make some eggs. It's already noon and I haven't eaten anything after that coffee, and that's a recipe for a stomach ache. And then once that's done, I'm going to vacuum all the floors, and then I think I will take a break from cleaning and go to Kroger and get groceries for the week. I'm also really vulnerable and gross for this, but I'm gonna empty this out and then vacuum all the rugs and carpet in my house. And then this lets me like visually see my progress. Is anyone else like this when it comes to cleaning? Just let me know. Okay, finished vacuuming all the rugs and carpet in the house except for Megan's room, and it's basically full again. That is so satisfying but so gross. It is a little after 1:30. I'm going to clean my makeup brushes and then go grocery shopping. Okay, have all these brushes drying. Now I'm going to get dressed. Okay, threw on a quick lazy girl outfit, New Balances of course, to go to Kroger. So I want to go to Kroger before I clean my bathroom because it's like rainy and a little gross out, and I just want to be able to like get back in from the rain, take a nice little shower and feel clean. And I always want to shower after I clean the bathroom because then I feel like I just like smell like bleach and I don't know, all of that stuff. And also at Kroger, I'm going to pick up some like rubber cleaning gloves because I got a dip manicure. Okay, well, I can't figure out how to get it to focus. But anyway, and the chrome is already like peeling off on some of the nails. So I want to like touch it up this afternoon with my own chrome powder. And I think and hope that the rubber cleaning gloves will help it or prevent it from chipping even more. I'm also like kind of annoyed that it's chipping because dip was like a $50 manicure and it started chipping 2 days later, but it is what it is. So let's go to Kroger, get some groceries for the next couple days. Okay, back from Kroger. That was so much busier than I thought that it would be. And I thought as long as I go before like the evening time of the day it would be okay, but students are back. People have apparently eaten all their Thanksgiving leftovers and it was a lot. I went to the mall yesterday shopping with Joanna, just trying to, you know, get some extended Black Friday sales, and it was like pretty much empty and it was great, but that did not apply to Kroger. Anyway, spent $96. I got a bunch of restocks of stuff. That's why it was a little bit more expensive than usual. Usually I spend between $50 and $70 on groceries for the week at Kroger, and I got stuff to make 3 meals, and each of the meals will have like quite a few leftovers. So I'll show you guys a little haul. First, the meals are butternut squash and black bean enchiladas, which makes a big batch and has a lot of leftovers. Megan and I love it. Sushi bowls also has a good amount of leftovers, and then I'm gonna make broccoli cheddar soup. So for the sushi bowls, I bit the bullet and bought some sriracha mayo because we always make our own. It's always just like more annoying than it needs to be, so I just bought some. These crunchy onions, edamame, tofu, a cucumber. Bought a lot of dental and cleaning stuff. I bought some Sensodyne toothpaste, which was like $7 because I want to use Crest whitening strips, and I heard that this helps them like hurt your teeth a little bit less. Some floss picks, I ran out. I bought this for the first time. My mom uses this and it makes the dishes just like not have like, I don't know, watermarks on them. They just feel cleaner with that. Used less sponge today. Some gloves, like I said. Cheese for broccoli cheddar soup, broccoli, butternut squash, some carrots, 2 types of onion and avocado. Megan puts this on the enchiladas. Maybe I should have gotten 2 because she might eat leftovers from the sushi bowl. She doesn't get home till Tuesday. Some beer, because I'm gonna make beer bread to go with the soup tonight. Enchilada sauce, 3 different kinds of Power Crunch bars. These are like really good and really filling. Megan asked me to pick some up for her because she's an Orange Theory girl. Some tortillas, black beans, honey, more white vinegar, half and half for the soup, coffee creamer, low sodium veggie broth. I'm so glad they had this in stock. Whenever recipes call for low sodium veggie broth, it's always like hit or miss if Kroger is gonna have it. And then I have to like tweak the recipe, add less salt, and it always stresses me out that I'm gonna have something way too salty. And then just some Spanish rice to go with the enchiladas. And of course I got some flowers. I also got the pumpkin pie cookie from Crumble last night. I'm gonna eat another slice of it today because I was so nauseous on Thanksgiving, I didn't even eat the pumpkin pies that I baked. Okay, time to clean my bathroom. There's a lot here because I just haven't really unpacked my bathroom stuff since being home, or back in Bloomington, and I really need to tackle this stuff. Okay, done cleaning. This is like the bathroom cleaning outfit, you know, clothes you don't care if you get bleach on. Reorganized under here. That's all stuff I have to get rid of. Or like find a better place for it. But for the most part, things are nice and organized. And the shower is just like drying out so it doesn't smell like bleach. And I'm going to put my clean sheets on my bed. Pirelli was just laying on all those blankets right there. So I'm glad she got off so I don't have to kick her off. Okay, let's do a little transition moment. It is 4:52, but somehow it feels like it's like 7 o'clock. It has been just like gray and rainy all day. It's like already starting to get like dark outside. The sun is setting. It's a little bit depressing, but I'm gonna take a shower. I'm really gonna try and like lean into the winter coziness, use my Christmas scented exfoliating body scrub, and then make my cheddar broccoli soup for dinner. Okay, this is 5 ingredient beer bread. I'm about to put it in the oven and get to work on the soup. But when I was taking out that loaf pan, a bundt pan fell out of the cupboard and it like smacked me in the face and cut my nose right there. But also my skin is so dry, so I need to put on some moisturizer. I just like feel it like cracking, and some chapstick now that I got out of the shower. Good morning, happy Monday. I just got out of the shower. It was such a cold shower because it is so freaking cold outside, and I feel like when I just take a body shower and don't get my hair like wet with warm water, I just like freeze the whole shower no matter how hot I put it. That could be a personal problem. But this is the coldest day I feel like we have had all semester. It is 32 out right now, and there were like some snow flurries last night, but it's not quite snowing right now. So all that rain yesterday brought in this cold front. So it's gonna be like a full-on coat, scarf, probably hat too kind of day. So I'm gonna do some quick makeup. My nose is still like really hurting and that gash is sort of there, so I'm gonna try and cover that up a little bit. If anything, I'll just throw my glasses on because the bridge of my glasses sort of covers that up. But work at the writing center today from 12 to 2, and I'm like nervous even thinking about it, but we're getting back into this chapter and we're gonna finish her up before I go home for winter break. I was gonna finish her up before Thanksgiving break and then COVID had other plans, but we're gonna finish her up. And I'm gonna go home for Christmas break and feel at peace. Manifesting that. Okay, here is the cold girl fits. Gonna throw on that scarf right there that kind of matches this hat. Have a tight t-shirt on under the sweater just to like keep things warm, and also in case I get hot in the library, which is more likely than getting too cold. And these wide leg white pants from Old Navy. These brown pointy toe booties that I have had either since my first or second year of grad school. They are tried and true and I love them, and I'm probably dressing like overkill because all I have to do is walk to the library, but for some reason, Megan can attest to this, the walk from the car to the library feels so cold. I think it's because you go through like this breezeway and all the air like circulates in there. It feels like a tunnel effect kind of, but anyway, gonna eat something quick and then head out. Okay, back in my car. It is 2:30 and on my way back to my car, I stopped at the health center and I actually got a flu shot in my left arm. I wanted to get one before I went home to see the baby in October, but something was going on and my department hadn't correctly processed my insurance and they're going to charge me like 70 bucks, which was a lot. So now I am properly insured and we're all good. So it was about time I got my flu shot. I actually didn't get the flu shot at all growing up, and I don't really know many people unless they worked in healthcare who got them near me in Miami, but the flu shot is the thing to do in the Midwest. Megan told me that the flu shot, or the flu, like shuts down elementary and middle high schools because it's just like literally an epidemic. So anyway, when I was a kid, whenever I would get like shots or vaccines or whatever, my mom would always say, if you don't cry, you can get ice cream from McDonald's. So I just had it in my brain like programmed, like I was walking out and I was like, got a shot, time to get a sweet treat. So here I am in the Starbucks drive-thru, gonna get a little afternoon coffee, eating some leftovers for lunch, then I'm gonna drink the rest of my chestnut praline iced latte. Pirelli really wants some playtime, so after I eat, I will play with her. She misses Megan. Pirelli! Okay, I finished my episode of Gilmore Girls and finished my lunch, so now it's time to get to work. First things first, I'm going to write up my week in my planner. I wanted to do this last night and I forgot, time got away from me. And then I'm going to ease back into some things by reading. I checked out this book from the library, Social Writing / Social Media, Publics, Presentations, and Pedagogies. And it's divided into 3 sections. Part 1, Publics and Audiences. Part 2, Presentations of Self, Groups, and Data. And then Part 3, Pedagogy. So I'm really interested in all these parts, but especially Part 1 when it talks about audience, because I focus a lot on audience awareness in my dissertation. And then pedagogy. There's an article called Social Media in the First Year Composition Class, the New Digital Divide, that I'm really intrigued by. So I will start there. And then of course have my laptop to take some notes. Okay, it is now a little before 6 o'clock, pretty much fully dark outside, but I want to give a little update and just like thinking out loud about the 2 articles that I just read. So I was starting to read through the one article that I mentioned. I had actually started it before, but just like a brief skim. So I was like, okay, this time I'm actually going to read through it. Let me get the full name of it. Social Media in the First Year Composition Class, The New Digital Divide by Lillian Mina. So she spends a bit of time talking about her methodology for the article. or for the study that she talks about in the article, but the conclusions that she draws are really interesting. She argues that there's basically two new kinds of digital divides happening. She did this whole study and examined the ways that people are using specifically social media in their writing classes, and basically she found that a lot of instructors are having students use social media to serve the aims of alphabetic print-based text. So for example, let's use Twitter to practice concise writing. And this is like a big gripe that a lot of people in multimodal composition, like the field of multimodal composition have, is that people are using multimodal composing practices just to serve these same old traditional aims. And they're not capitalizing on the affordances of multimodal composition and all like the really cool things that we can do. And when you make a video, you don't just write the script and put it into video. Just like the logic of thinking is completely different. And anyway, I could go down a whole rabbit hole about this, and I do in my dissertation. But she argues that because of this, there are now two new digital divides. The first one is that there's a divide between teachers and students because students feel like teachers are not valuing their lived experiences because they're not valuing the way that they actually use social media. And then the second one is that there's a divide in what academia is asking students to do and what they will actually be asked to do in their careers and in the workforce, and that we're not adequately preparing them for jobs because they're always going to be asked to compose multimodally, and we're basically just asking them to compose print-based texts. So that's really interesting, especially that first one about lived experiences, because I have a section in my chapter draft right now that talks about the benefits of multimodal composition, specifically vlogging, is that it allows students to hone skills that they use in their everyday lives and to like rhetorically situate them. And I think I need to lean into that a little bit more about why it is so cool that they are honing these skills that they're using in their everyday lives, and also like honing their like awareness of their everyday experiences through vlogging, specifically lifestyle vlogs. So a lot of thinking that can happen there. I do want to read a quote that I jotted down from that article because it was really great. So when writing teachers restrict content development on social media to textual elements, they in fact deprive students from fully expressing themselves in a way that mimics their non-academic use of social media. And that's why like I think multimodal composition, specifically like video composition and vlogging, is so cool, because at the core of it, it's showing students that like I value your lived experience and I value what you're doing in your everyday life. And I'm letting you express yourself in as many ways as possible, which is not only really important for accessibility purposes, but also just important for like different embodied experiences. I have felt so often stifled in the way that I want to express myself, just through like my own femininity and like what Helene Sixou calls feminine writing, and a lot of that has been healed as I've been allowed and encouraged to incorporate video and vlogging into my writing process. So I'm just like excited about my research right now. Things are coming together in my brain. And then the second article that I read was actually one that was cited in this book. I actually read like one page of that article, the one by Mina, and then I was like, wait, this one that she's citing, I want to pull it up real quick. And then I ended up spending like 45 minutes reading it. So let me get the title right. It is by Amber Buck, Examining Digital Literacy Practices on Social Network Sites. And it's a little bit dated. It's from 2012, which is crazy to think that that was 11 years ago. But she does a really interesting study here where she has a case study of one particular student over the span of a full year, where she documents all of his social media practices for a full year. And she has like a whole thing about how she chose the student, representative sample, like hyper representative sample, whatever. And all along the way, she's going through documenting these practices. She's explaining how he's cultivating rhetorical awareness, specifically of audience. And at one point, the student like develops a fake girlfriend on Facebook, and like even a fake profile for this girlfriend, and talks about how this like demonstrates awareness of audience and awareness of these platforms and their different affordances. And just talking about what it means, I have a quote here, to live a literate life in the information age, and just like really complicating the ideas of what literacy and digital literacy is. And yeah, it was really interesting. I would love to see this same sort of study done in 2023, because the platforms that are focused on here are like Facebook, Twitter, especially those two, but then like a lot of like other platforms that aren't really around anymore, like Flickr, MySpace, things like that. But I would love to see it like taken up in 2023 with like TikTok and more platforms that we have today. And then she also points out something really interesting in this article, is like what facets of his identity he chooses to talk about. So he talks a lot about his interests in music and his like academic ventures and stuff, but he doesn't talk much about his like what I would call his fleshy body and his cultural body. And she mentions that he doesn't talk about categories like race and ethnicity, despite having like really complex relationships with those. Like personally, he has complex relationships with those. And yeah, I just think that all of this is like fascinating, from like the methodologies of these two articles, from doing like a really large scale data driven study to like this longitudinal case study of one individual. And it's just wild. The fact that people actively produce new knowledge is just wild. Memory card's full, so gotta cut off there. Made a little sushi bowl for dinner, and I'm gonna watch Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, it is a little after 8 o'clock, and because I drank that coffee in the afternoon, I feel like I still have energy and I don't know what to do. I typically don't do work after dinner, but I think I'm gonna do some work. There's an article that I read before that was like referenced, another like reference in that same article, and I really feel like I should reread it for the writing that I want to work on tomorrow. So I think that I will read this article and then take a shower, get all cozy, and then start a new book. Okay, so hot take that I wish wasn't a hot take, but I've read 6 chapters of Fourth Wing, so on page 77, and I'm gonna quit. It's just not doing it for me. I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that like I just don't like fantasy in the way that I wish that I did, because I know people are really obsessed with this book right now. It also doesn't help that I heard that the second one isn't that great. So it's gonna be a DNF. It did not finish for me. And we're shifting gears into a Christmas little rom-com. This one had pretty good ratings. I picked it up at Target a while ago, called The Wake Up Call. Haven't really seen people on social media talk about it, but it was decent ratings at Goodreads. So it's an easy little read, and you know, that's what I want before bedtime. This was just like, I know that's just the genre of like fantasy. It's like I know it takes place in like a military college or like a war college, but it's just so violent. People are dying left and right. It's really hard for me to just visualize and imagine all that violence. It's not for me. Also, I think the writing is really bad. And like, I know that the writing is bad in these, but like, it's supposed to be bad. I don't know how to explain it. Enough about that. Come for me in the comments if you want to. Shifting gears into my bad Christmas rom-coms. Good morning. Oh, Miss Sassy. Good morning, Purr. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I styled my hair with a little bow today. Could insert a picture so you can see like the back of the hair better, but I've just been using the Day styling cream, like DAE, instead of like the glue stick, because it's just softer, and I feel like when I have to wash out the glue stick, I'm like really scrubbing in there. But yeah, I thought that this was a cute little style for greasy hair that needs to be washed. And it is 8:56. I'm gonna lead my dissertation writing group at 9 o'clock on Zoom. So this is something that I've been doing every Tuesday morning this semester. It's part of my job as a graduate tutor at the Writing Center. 3 hours each week, I facilitate a dissertation writing group, and it's pretty awesome because during this time I also work on my own dissertation and get paid to do it. But we just work in solidarity. We set goals for the beginning, or at the beginning of each session, then we check in, see how we did, and then set some goals for the remainder of the week. Okay, so it's like 10:30. I am downstairs taking a little break from working for the past hour and a half, and I say this every time, but taking a break from the work, like over Thanksgiving break, I didn't think about the project for like 10 days. And I am like, wait, what am I even doing? I'm glad that past Sarah made an outline of what I have so far in this chapter and what I need. So it's like a combination of an outline and a reverse outline. And then I think I've talked about this before. Things are highlighted either in green, yellow, or red. Green means they're done. Yellow means they need like some polishing up, and red means I haven't written them yet. So I could pretty easily go back to that outline and say, okay, here are the parts that I need to still do. And I'm gonna start with the red stuff, which is like new writing I need to do. Because if I start with the yellow, then I just get like in a rabbit hole of editing and it feels like really unproductive and it's like a spiral. But I kind of thought that maybe the new stuff that I had to write would relate to the readings that I was doing yesterday. And so I was able to write like a couple sentences and just like spend time like reorienting myself to what I'm doing. And it took that much time just to do that. And I'm trying to not like be hard on myself or beat myself up about that. Just writing takes time, and that's just like a fact of life. And yeah, so gonna take a break, eat some breakfast, and then go back upstairs and hopefully do some writing. I want to write a couple paragraphs about, I don't know if I'll do this all today, but like this is what I want to work on this week. I want to write a couple paragraphs about how composing multimodally increases rhetorical awareness. And then I want to funnel that down and say like, but rhetorical awareness is sort of like this nebulous term. Let's like focus specifically on audience awareness. And I have written a version of this like 15 times. I know I have some of it in my prospectus, but none of it just like feels good enough. So I'm probably just being too hard on myself. Maybe a good strategy for this would be just like doing a free write of it and then working from there. It's also hard to know like who do I want to cite in this, because there's so many people who talk about this, but you know, thinking rhetorically and strategically about who I'm citing, where, and for what. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's make some eggs and possibly a second cup of coffee. Okay, it is 1:07 and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. So I'm gonna take a break. I want to write some sections, like I mentioned, about rhetorical awareness and audience awareness, but it makes sense to start with a brief section about rhetorical awareness and then like funnel down into audience awareness. But I've read the stuff about audience awareness more recently, so like that's what I'm wanting to write. Like this stuff last night was about audience awareness, but for whatever reason my brain is thinking that I have to work linearly and it doesn't make sense to just like write about audience awareness. So I feel like I need to go back and like look at my notes about the readings that pertain to like the broader aspect of rhetorical awareness in general before I can funnel down. But I don't know. I tried to just do a free write for like 30 minutes and that helped a little bit. But I also think that because my advisor gave me some like really quick feedback on my drafts so far, and he was like, don't forget that you need to open with like some type of like hook, think about like an anecdote. So then I was like, huh, maybe I want to work on that a little bit. So I just feel like really scattered and all over the place, and I'm sort of like, I don't know what I want to do right now. So I think I just need to like decide and stick with it. But I should probably take a little break. I didn't have a second cup of coffee, so I don't know. I might just like watch some TV or read for fun for a little bit and then decide if that's going to help me or just make me more anxious. But getting back into things is so hard. Okay, it is a little while later now. I had to take my hair down because I had it up in like a tight rubber band to hold the bow clip and it was just getting too tight. It was getting a headache. I went to Kroger to get stuff to make a pumpkin pie because like I said, I didn't eat one on Thanksgiving and I'm just like craving it since having that crumble cookie. And I just thought, why not? They're really easy to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that now. Hopefully it has enough time to chill before dinner. It's 3:40, so I doubt it, but I really want it. Pie is in the oven. It is a little after 4 o'clock and I'm gonna do some more reading for school. This book was really inspiring yesterday, so I'm gonna skim through a couple articles, see if that stirs anything up in me and makes me want to get back to writing today. Okay, it's about 6 o'clock now. I skimmed through a couple chapters and that gave me whatever it was that I needed to finally like sit down and make a plan for what exactly I'm focusing on. So I did some writing, but none of it feels like it'll be usable writing, and that's okay because my goal for today was just to get like reacquainted with this dissertation chapter. And now I have like a specific plan of what I'm going to do for tomorrow and for Thursday as well. And I have like a new ideal deadline for myself. I want to have this whole chapter, everything done and everything revised, and send it to my advisor by December 8th. So here we are. Megan's back.
Hello.
Playing with Pirelli. And I just made her do the trend with me where you post like all your stuff on TikTok, like in swipe through like slideshow photos, and you're like Sarah, Megan. And that's why all of our stuff is out on the kitchen table. We also made enchiladas for dinner. Here are the dishes, and a pumpkin pie that was only lukewarm because I didn't let it fully cool off. It's 10:17. I just got out of the shower, washed my hair, sprayed heat protectant and leave-in conditioner, because I'm planning on blow drying it with my Shark because I want to wake up early in the morning and get to writing before I have to go to work at the writing center in the afternoon. But I'm really not feeling like blow drying it, so I might just sleep on it wet and have just wild hair in the morning and just put it in a bun and call it a day. Good morning. I have some slight regret about not doing my hair last night because this is what it looks like. But we'll worry about that later because I'm gonna go downstairs, eat my pumpkin pie and coffee, and get to work with the plan that I set out for myself yesterday. Okay, it is a little after 11 o'clock. I forced myself to do some writing. I wrote 2 good usable paragraphs. Prelude's making weird noises. She's smelling the plate of pumpkin pie because I did eat a slice for breakfast with my coffee and it was delicious. But 2 paragraphs, which were about 375 words total. So I feel good knowing that I forced myself to do something. So I'm gonna go get ready, probably chill out a little bit for my shift at the writing center because I looked and all my appointments are booked and they're all personal statements, which is one of my favorite things to tutor, but it takes a different kind of labor. And I'm going to be busy tonight, so I don't think I'm gonna have some time to work. So I'm glad I just like checked a box, got it out of the way, and hopefully I can keep up this momentum to meet my new deadline. Okay, here is the fit. It's definitely giving Steve Jobs, Elizabeth Holmes with a black turtleneck, but keeping it simple. Just some wide leg jeans, extra high rise, and I'm gonna throw on a jacket that I thrifted and showed you guys in the last vlog. I actually love this jacket so much. I haven't worn it yet, but I thought that it was gonna be like dry clean only. I just threw it in the wash. It even said on the tag that you could throw in the dryer, but I didn't trust that, so I put it like on a drying rack. But I just love the pattern, love the colors. It's so cute, and it was only $10. And these jeans were thrifted too. Fashion girly. Okay, it is a little after 5 o'clock now. I stopped at Target on my way home from the writing center. I tutored 3 personal statements at the writing center, and that's my favorite genre to tutor. I think I said that before I left. Anyway, they were all wonderful and I loved it. I truly love tutoring at the writing center so much. It's one of my favorite things. I would do that full-time instead of teaching, I think, if I could, for a semester. Actually, I love teaching too, so I don't know if that's true. Anyway, at Target I just got some fun little Christmassy things. Got a little mini gingerbread house that I want to decorate. It's only $5. Some Christmas gummies. I don't know, just wanted to like walk the aisles a little bit. And now I'm home and I'm gonna do this mound of dishes. So some of the Black Friday orders that I placed are starting to come in, which is exciting. And this is my stuff from Merit. So we're gonna do a little unboxing. I've worked with Merit before on my channel. This wasn't sponsored or gifted or anything. I wish that it was, but I bought it with my own money. So I got 3 things from Merit. I love this blue packaging. I have been really wanting to try their eyeshadow, and I think I showed my last vlog that I gifted some of it to Joanna for her birthday and she loves it, so you know I had to try some.
They had only a few colors left because a lot were sold out, but this is like a really pretty light brown color, and it's like a cream to powder formula, but I'm excited. That's pretty. I want it just for like an everyday look. Like, I'm basically only wearing Merit products right now, and I feel like it's the perfect everyday sort of routine and stuff. I got the eyeshadow brush, which goes with it because their other brush, which is meant for like concealer and blush and like everything all in one, is incredible. I like that it has a thick end and then a thin end, so you could do like the line with it, but also like apply it. Feels like the same bristles and like density of the other brush. So love. I do wish it was maybe a little longer, but maybe this lets you get close in there. And then I had to order something else to get free shipping. So I haven't tried any of their lipsticks. I've tried their jelly glosses and their other like liquid lips, which I don't know if they make anymore. But here is a stick. Pretty. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this. That's pretty. Their stuff feels so deluxe. Ignore the blue tongue, I ate a Jolly Rancher. Okay, it's a little more brown than I thought. I thought it'd be a little more pinky, but that's pretty. I like it for winter, actually. I feel like I could put like a pink color over that too. I like the feel of it a lot. Feels like moisturizing. Cute. Okay, took a body shower and had a nice little lie down, but I feel like I talked a lot the past few days and I probably have a lot of content that I gotta go through and edit. So I'm gonna end off the vlog here. As always, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and if you have any thoughts, comments, want to know about absolutely anything, leave it in the comments below. Send me an email to the email in my description box, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!